twistedstave.com, and today we're going to start the process of building some arrows. I've got a couple dozen good high quality shafts here, and this series is going to cover everything from selecting shafts and ordering shafts to fitting the broadhead, so the entire process. When you go to order your shafts, you'll notice that you'll be able to select your spine weight and then your diameter. And the spine weight comes in usually in 5-pound increments, so 55, 60, 60, 65, etc., etc. And just because you happen to shoot a 55-pound bow or whatever your weight is, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to need to order 55-pound shafts. The spine that you need for your particular bow depends on a lot of things. It depends on the way that you shoot. It depends on your draw length. It depends on how center shot your bow is. There's no standard formula for me to tell you how to order or what spine range to order when you're ordering your shafts. You're just going to have to experiment with different spines and how they shoot for you out of your particular bow. Generally, I'd recommend starting about 5 pounds heavier than what your draw weight is on your bow. That's a pretty good starting point. The shaft diameter that you choose is just a matter of personal preference. Personally, I like the smallest diameter shaft that I can get in my spine range. Now, one of the characteristics of wooden shafts is that when you get them, if you order high quality shafts, they should be pretty straight, but wood has a tendency to warp, and oftentimes the shafts that you order will have just a little bit of a bow to them, and that's completely fine, and it's one of the characteristics of wood. But we can straighten that out, and the way that you do that is you'll take your shaft and sight down it and turn it so that the bow is straight up and down, and then we'll take this shaft, set it on a table, and then we'll take a burnishing tool and just a glass or a coffee mug or anything like that works just fine, and we'll put some pressure on the top of this shaft and push down and compress the top, and what that does is it'll raise those ends up and bring everything into alignment. Just be careful not to overdo it, because you don't want to make a banana the other way. But most of these shafts here are pretty straight, so I'm not even going to worry about it. So to make this dip tube, all I did was take a piece of 2-inch PVC, cap the end, and then I put another larger coupling up here to kind of make a bell as a reservoir. And then all I did was take a bicycle inner tube, cut it, double it over, stick it over the top, and then take this cap, which happened to fit pretty nicely over it, and just press it right down on there so it kind of stretches the inner tube a little bit. And then I took a nail and heated it up and just burned a hole through there, so my hole is only probably, when it closes up, it's probably only 1/8 of an inch. So I just take the arrow, stick it down in there, and then when I pull it out, it kind of squeegees the polyurethane off. Now, I've taken these shafts after I dipped them and took the end that I dipped from, so the dry end, and stuck them down in this board that I've made. And this works pretty well for me. I just took, drill your holes a little bit bigger than what your shaft is, so that it's not too tight in there, and just put them in there, and it keeps them up nice and straight. you know, and let them dry nice. And I'm gonna have to take these in the house and let them dry, because it's pretty cold out here. And I don't think they dry out here. It's January in North Idaho, so it's pretty cold outside out here in the shop. But we'll take these in there, let them dry for a couple days, and then we'll get started on the rest of the process.